Hello and welcome to Kode Venkat Success Snippets. In today's session, I'll be sharing very interesting uh, steps to improve your children's public speaking skills. They are very super simple, just you need to follow those steps. The title can be given as Parenting and Public Speaking Skills of Children. So let us get into the topic. So before getting into the steps, I would like to make certain concepts clear. So what is public speaking? So there is a wide belief, or we can even say that there is a misconception about public speaking. Public speaking is considered to be only speaking in an audience filled auditorium, holding the mic in a hand and speaking for hours together. Yes, that is also public speaking, but that is not the only aspect of public speaking. There are various other aspects for public speaking. For example, a person needs to be comfortable while speaking to others. A person needs to be comfortable with his own team members in an organization. A person needs to be comfortable when he happens to speak to some strangers. So, when that is comfortable and the person is able to interact and speak confidently, then we call it as public speaking. So, let us understand this in a better way. So, we are all into a kind of zone. We put ourselves into a certain circle, which is called a social circle. For example, the innermost circle is I and me. I just put myself into the circle and I'm comfortable in that. I speak to myself, or I'm not willing to speak to others in the other way. The second circle is it's I and my family members. So I'm comfortable speaking to my family members, my parents, and my siblings. Then the third layer is, or the third circle is, it's my neighbors, my extended family, or the people who I know or may not know, but my family and friends know. This is the third circle. And the fourth circle is little bit more extended. People who you I may know or I may not know, but my parents know or may not know. That is, we can call it as strangers. So when the person is able to travel from the innermost circle to the outermost circle, that is the stranger circle, and speak comfortably, then we call it as the person is comfortable in public speaking skills or good in public speaking skills. So what are the skills needed for this? So, technically speaking, public speaking skills are uh, or a combination of various other skills, which includes your verbal skills and non-verbal skills. I would add that one of the most important non-verbal skill is the emotional aspect as well. Verbal skills like language and grammatical skills and the presentation, all those things can be learned at a higher level, and that by putting in little bit of effort. The non-verbal aspect, that needs lot of effort, and that preparation needs to start from the home and from the very early age of one's childhood. So let us see what are those aspects. For example, confidence is a very important aspect in public speaking. Here I would like to even quote a small narration or a story, like why I even started or I felt like speaking on this topic. So I am into this profession for quite some time. That is, I keep training students for the college students in their placements, and I also train people once they get placed. I train them in their communication skills and personality development skills. So mostly we have observed that this people are not very confident, and they are very so geared up and then boosted up when the training is on, and during the mock sessions also they do perform very well, and at the time of performance, at the time of presentation, they are not able to do it. And when we did a small research and spoke to the students and the people who felt who couldn't crack the interview or who couldn't get forward in their career, it was uh, the what we came to know is, that is, for example, the students or the people said that what we were taught at home and what we are asked to do now is totally different. There is a conflict between what we were told and to do or not to do, and in public speaking we are asked to do that. So how does that happen and how can we do that? So let me give you some examples for that. So for that, I want to get into the points from our home. So let us take a drawing room or our living room example. Let us visualize there is a living room and we have guests at home, and where there are small kids at home or even grown up kids at home. So what we do, we just call them, beta idhar aa jao, uncle auntie aaya hai, so why don't you recite the poem that you have learnt in the school today, why don't you recite the rhyme that you learned today, and you have learned a new dance step, come on, just show that step to uncle auntie, and speak about your assignment that you have done in our school. So this is what we ask them to do, and the children also do so happily. And then after that is done, we give them a huge round of applause, and then praise them for their show there, and then tell them, okay, you can please go now and please carry on with your own work, and that's it. So the topic ends there. So what happens there? The child is not further asked to speak about his own presentation or his own act that he or she showcased there. So when there is a conflict here, we just ask them to be an entertainer there, not a performer. So that is the total conflict that is actually expected in the world outside. The world doesn't want just entertainers, they want performers. They want people with confidence. They want reason for choosing that. They want their 100% into that. So how can we encourage this at home? So when you ask the children to do some act or showcase some small act over there in the living room, later please do continue with that and ask questions based on that. So, what inspired to select this dance? Who is your inspiration? Who is your dance teacher? Or if you are talking about the project of the child, you can ask, what made you choose this project? What is the scope for the project? So, what do you think will be the impact of the project in the society? So, these are the questions that help the child to think further. And even if he or she has not started thinking in that direction, will help him or her to really think proactively in that direction and help him in future to answer these questions when he or she is asked during his presentation in a boardroom about the new project. Hope I am clear with the first point. So if we want our children to be confident, so we have to change the shift from entertainers to performers. So let us make our children be the performer and not just entertainers. So second point is how we can convert our dining table into the conference table and bring confidence into them. So let me say the conflicts that is happening at our dining table and what is expected out in the world. In the dining table, at the dining table, what do we do? Yes, that is the only time we all meet, and then we say, come on, no talking while eating, eat your food properly, so let us discuss later, and that later never comes, or it hardly comes. So why don't we make the dining table a discussion table, a conference table, a meeting table, and teach the right etiquettes of meeting, teach the right etiquettes of group discussion, and teach the right etiquettes of uh, any presentation to a team over there. So instead of telling them don't talk while eating, we can tell them talk mindfully. And what are the points that can be inculcated at the dining table is, while others are speaking, please listen to them, wait for your chance to speak, and respect others' points and opinions. If you have any strong opposition to other points, please do present that with proper statistics and evidence, and do not go away from the table without concluding the topic. No walk away like parliaments. You have to conclude it there. The conflict has to be uh, addressed and it has to be resolved. So, this is how we can teach the right etiquettes of meetings at our own dining table. So, the point here is we move from Do not talk while eating, to talk mindfully while eating. Okay. So third point is how to bring the right gestures and eye contact and other body language into children at the very early age that is expected in public speaking. So let me start from the conflict that is happening with the eye contact point. When we sometimes I have heard even people saying that, how dare you look into my eyes and speak. So children feel that looking into eyes and speaking is something that is not to be done at all. But I don't think that is what the elders are trying to say. It could be, don't stare at eyes or don't stare at people or don't look deep into their eyes like that and speak, because it can be intimidating. So we have to teach the right way of eye contact. So maintaining eye contact and speaking is necessary, and also what is the right way of maintaining the eye contact, that is what we need to teach. The second point is coming to hand gestures. How dare you point finger at me and speak like this? No respect for elders. Have your parents not taught you shouldn't speak like this? You should not point fingers at others. This is what we hear. So children think that pointing fingers or showing hand gestures is something wrong. Hand gestures are not always wrong. Again, the point here is showing the right hand gesture or applying the right hand gesture while speaking is very important. So, we need to teach our children how to use the right hand gestures, or what are the right hand gestures that are to be used. So, we need to differentiate what are the right hand gestures and what are the rude hand gestures which have to be avoided. Okay, so the next point is, I would like to say, the most important thing is children are taught obey elders. Yes, obedience is good, but here we need to emphasize the point that obeying blindly is not the right way. Obeying and respecting, there is a small or a very fine line between obeying and respecting. See, when we respect others, may it be elders or even of our own age, it comes from the heart. And there is a mutual level of understanding, and both of them are at the equal platform, and the respect is mutual, and things are very smooth there. When we obey someone who is blindly, there comes a small gap between the person who is obeying and the person to whom they are obeying. So that creates a conflict, and that reduces the confidence or the self esteem level of the person, and that shatters the confidence. So this is not the thing that is expected out in the world. So we need people who are assertive and not blindly just obeying. So we can teach children obey or respect, and also ask questions if you want to know what is the reason of why you are supposed to obey that. So instead of telling blindly just to obey, we can say why you need to obey or why you need to follow, what is good in this for you, or if you have any questions or if you have any issues with that, so get it clarified. So if we can move from just to obey to respect and follow, there will be a total shift in the confidence of children. So as a society, we have to think upon these points that we are teaching our children at home, and how it is actually affecting them out in the world. And if we want to bring out great people with great confidence and people with good public speaking skills, we need to really change our system of bringing our children. So I hope this helped you a lot, and it doesn't as it is mainly about parenting, it doesn't mean that only parents have to apply this. We all, as a member of this society, we have the responsibility towards the society, and whichever level we are and from whichever zone we are and whichever circle we are from, we can really help children to cut across that social circles and come out in the open, and feel free and speak confidently out in the world, and become great public speakers, not only as great public speaker, uh, a great personality overall. So, wish you all the best. So, let us meet in the next video. I'm coming out with a series on public speaking skills. So, meet you in the next one. Bye bye. Have a great time.